Are you sure you want to do this?
TF2 maps are generally very fun and not that scary. Even the Scream Fortress levels aren't that spooky. Sure, Ghost Fort is pretty terrifying, but that's only because of nightmares along the roads there are. A precipice is used as terrifying for how awful the map is. Well, Slender Fortress exists for a reason. I've covered levels that make me feel slightly anxious. I have run away from Slender Man. I have visited different horror media maps, so I want to talk about this one level I briefly covered last year, which I consider to be the scariest out of them all. But what kind of a level can make you feel scared when playing against other people and make you feel very anxious and on the edge even when exploring the map alone? The name of that level is CV Dustbowl. Like no joke, this Dustbowl variant terrifies me. It feels so haunting to play there and you constantly expect something to pop out of the darkness to end your days, but nothing ever comes, and I can't say which one is more terrifying. But why? Why do I feel so scared to play on this map when I don't particularly feel afraid to play in any of the Slender levels? In this final Halloween video, I will explain how CV Dustbowl is the scariest map I've ever played on TF2. So grab a Fumo to accompany you through these dark mines and let's start this video with an origins to the game of this map was made for. Zombie Fortress is a source mod plugin and was the original Zombies came out in TF2 before all of the zombie infections or zombie escapes that you see nowadays. Basically, the red team was the survivors who needed to defend against the blue team, which were zombies, and complete certain objectives to win. It used to be very popular back in the day as there were countless maps made for it, which Dustbowl was one of the earliest ones. CV Dustbowl was released back on 7th of November 2008, so 15 years ago. Honestly, this map could be used as an insult because if you're younger than this level, you should be quiet. But it's crazy to think this level has been scaring everyone for 15 whole years. But I haven't even explained what makes this map so scary. For number one, it's very dark.
Badassatron.
ないです。
This level is set at a night time, so visibility is pretty limited. Some spots are so dark that you can't even make out what's in there, which just adds to the scary factor. Most of the dark spots tend to be in the buildings and tunnels and you don't want to even go inside them unless absolutely necessary. Like this control point building has one spot that's pitch black. Can you tell what kind of creature might be lurking in there? I'll give you 5 seconds to choose. If you chose option B, you're correct and now you get to die a horrible death. There are some good resources inside this structure so you can make a decision. Do you want to risk the chance of running whatever is inside hiding in the darkness, or try to survive with your current resources? But what is a zombie map without the undead? So imagine this, you're capping a point and when you look at the darkness you see movement in there and then you see something running straight at you. That is really terrifying. Now zombies aren't that scary if they're in a broad daylight as you can see where they are. Unless they come from the dark then they're absolutely terrifying. This map has some really good hiding spots and flank routes designed just for them. Zombies could just pop out of nowhere in the darkness and if you get backstabbed then you'll be in trouble. But in my opinion, what really turns this map from a fairly spooky experience to terror is that you're not in control anymore. What really builds the horror is the fact that the place is in ruins and now you must leave your only safe place to reach the rocket to take it back. Usually the red team is in control as the blue team needs to attack them to capture the points, but now you need to be the one attacking and need to put yourself in danger to win the game. I have already mentioned that this level is dark, which adds to a spooky vibe, but the whole place is abandoned so you feel incredibly isolated as well. The announcer which usually pumps you up for a fun round now sounds more deep and threatening, which just fills you up with more anxiety. And as soon as the gates open, Halloween's theme starts playing, which makes you even more scared as you plunge to the darkness. There are no safe spots in this map, as I mentioned earlier. Zombies can just appear in every spot and end your run as a survivor real quick if you aren't careful enough. And what makes it even more terrifying is that the control points malfunction and capture really slowly, and that time limit isn't very generous, so you can't afford to hesitate. The more you progress through the map, you can see that your spawns are in ruins. Your former spawn is now boarded up, and if you go inside, you see it's a mess in there. And I really can't overemphasize the fact that you don't have any safe positions, as if you stop to break those planks, you might get ambushed and potentially added to the hordes of the undead. And after you cap more points, the music just turns more sinister, as after the second point Lauri's theme starts playing, really emphasizing the point home that you're in danger. And when you reach the third point, you can see that it's knocked over and you can't even have a high ground to defend against the undead. After capping the third point, you can choose different paths. In the tunnel you will get more resources, but if you decide to go there, you will get jumpscared by the ghost of Dustbowl. First time experiencing this really made me not want to play on this map anymore. Those are not the only jumpscares, as there are 2 more, totaling 3 ghost appearances. I'll show them locations so you know to avoid this horrifying entity. So fun fact, I wasn't aware of this third jumpscare until last year when I was doing my Gmat animation for last year's Halloween video, so you can bet that I nearly had a heart attack when it happened. After experiencing probably the worst scare of your life, you will feel even more anxious as you continue to the fourth point, which is luckily still in its normal spot. After capturing the point and defending yourself from the undead, you need to wait for the gate to open up slowly, which just means giving more time for the undead to continue their assault and add you to their ranks. And not so fun fact, one of the spawn points just happen to be behind you, so you need to be constantly aware of zombies locations, otherwise you will meet Jesus earlier than expected. While you wait for the gate to open, you can see how your previous colleagues try to bunker themselves at their spawn, but clearly their defense didn't work as the metal door is torn up, making you realize that not even solid steel doors can stop these abominations. Normally you can't access the spawn, but with the help of your friendly engineer, he can place a teleporter in there. You can access to some pretty nice supplies, but getting out of there can prove difficult if NC doesn't build exit to outside. Now I know I said there are no safe spots in this map, but this is one building that no zombie can get in, so if you are truly hopeless and can't continue the journey to the rocket, you can rot there in peace and wait for the clock to go down to lose the round. But if you still have the courage and energy left to continue, you get to the 5th point where you can see how someone tried to come help you but got consumed by the unholy creatures. There are even more dark spots where they can hide in, so I'd recommend staying alert for any movement. And after capping the 5th point, a track named The Shape Stalk starts playing, really hammering down that you're so close for your safety, but also a chance for failure is at its highest now. As you fight through the undead, you reach the rocket and start your final capturing. You can feel your heart racing in your chest and hope you got enough ammo to kill all of these sons of And then you won. You defeated the undead, the announcer returns back to normal and you have never felt so relieved to hear the victory team. You have claimed the facility back to the living side and now can utilize the available resources there. As you venture inside your former spawns, you can see the almost blinded red light, some knocked over supply cabinets, but now you know that you defeated the undead and can rest now. And if you're lucky, you get to repeat this all over again or get to now terrorize the survivors instead. This map is just a roller coaster of emotions. You first start off terrified as you need to leave your spawn to cap the point, scared as you continue deeper into the mining facility, courage as you fend off against the zombies, and finally, relief as you cap the final point. CV Dustbowl is in my opinion a perfect zombies map and just generally is a great map. How it utilizes the atmosphere, the role reversal and music just combines into a great horror map. Sure, the map has few issues, like the jumpscares are a bit corny, having a troll engine in your team can trap you in certain spots, the music is supposed to loop but because of recent updates it stops until the next track plays, said music is copyrighted so I can't play any of it here, and while I try to record more gameplay for this video, the latest TF2 update that fixed some Scream Fortress maps absolutely broke the custom sounds in this map and makes my ears hurt. But still, these things don't bring the map down, as its atmosphere and gameplay loop are great enough to make you want to go for a couple rounds of Dustbowl. It's unfortunate how Zombie Fortress servers are fairly rare these days, as everyone is more focused on the V-script one on casual mode, as I can't emphasize how scary it is to play on this map, and being able to play a regular round was pure fun back in the day. The scary kind of fun, of course. But I'm happy that I can at least share this horror masterpiece with you all, as you can explore the level by yourself, make some Gmod scenes with it, or if you're lucky, be able to find a server that runs the game mode. As I am closing this video, I just want to thank you for making it this far. I would appreciate it if you could share your thoughts regarding this map down below, subscribe for more TF2, and have a happy Halloween.
You are going to play this. Money.
Congrats on getting your money back.